Now I've removed the cosmetic covers. That was basically drill and punch out the rivets, so it's easy enough to replace later. Had a good look at these. These are 25mm diameter, and they're actually at precisely 45 degrees. My plan is to cut them out, increase it to 38 diameter, which I think is like 2.5 inch. So I've got some pipe on the way. I've got some sheet stainless already. One of the benefits of 45 degrees is that I know the opposite angle. So what I'm going to do is I've sort of got this template here, and I'm going to drill in this way. So I've drilled the pilot holes through using some cobalt bits, and you can't see it on the inside, but get some coolant, and yeah, now give it a go. Now I did a quick sort of test, the hole saw, and it looks like it's able to go through the weld pretty easy. It's a bimetal hole saw, so yeah, we'll see how we go. Okay, we got some progress, so it's managed to cut through, but we've run into the limits of the hole saw, so it's basically rubbing up against these parts now. So I'm going to get the angle grinder out, take them off, and then try and complete the hole saw operation. Okay, so after a bit of back and forthing, we've got our holes cut. Okay, and yeah, didn't quite get the alignment right, but that's not a big issue. The old pipes haven't become disconnected yet, so now I'm going to come in and grind this out with the angle grinder. Now it did take a few goes with the hole saw, so basically as soon as I hit the depth from the garbage, or the bit I was cutting out, I had to sort of grind it back. So it took, you know, 2 back and forth grinding sessions to get enough clearance for the hole saw to go all the way through. Okay, don't know if we can see, but yeah, got both pipes clear. Turns out, and it's in all the other YouTube, well, don't know if this is going on YouTube, but all the bloody videos show these as being separated, but you can see there's actually a bracket in there. Can't get it to focus, but oh yeah, and probably can't see it unless we get the angle right, but you can just see there's another one going up to the top. Okay, these are not free floating. This weld here actually holds this pipe with a bracket, and then there's another single bracket that goes down to this one here. So yeah, I'm presently had to do quite a bit of keyhole surgery, so to speak, with the hacksaw blade, and yeah, about to embark on the same for the next one. Okay, so we have the last piece out. It was welded to the top, to this weld here. And yeah, I tried sort of getting in with the hacksaw and cutting it, but was having no success because of the angle. I ended up, you know, pretty much cutting into the pipe itself. But in the end, it just turned out that the solution was a bit of percussive maintenance, and there are our tools. So just hammering it back and forth inside. So just hammer it one way, hammer it back, and eventually that weld snapped off, and up in underneath feels pretty clean. It's now empty in there, so you can see the main inlet, and you can see it's sort of combined things. So on the right there is a sort of a mesh can and the other side is open. So of those two pipes, I'm going to be trying to stick mine in, and they'll come in like that, and I've got to work out what my depth is going to be. Also I've got to put the cosmetic pieces back on, just to get a feel for how clean the cut is and where I need to remove material. So I'm not welding these directly to this. I'm actually leaving this as is. What I'm going to do is get a cutout similar to the cosmetic plates that are on here, and this is going to be welded to that cutout. So I've got some sheet for that. So I'll just rivet this down, put a few extra holes and rivet the whole thing in, so I can just undo the rivets, pull the whole thing out. Okay, so just put the cosmetic panels on, just some loose screws to hold in place, and you're now trying to have a look at where this might actually go. Now the issue at the moment seems to be that with respect to the covers, I need to move it up to the top here. So and it's actually the same on this side. So if I in position, yeah, definitely too low. So I'd say I need to move. We got. So I think if I take that out, the same bit here, should have our clearance. I've made the holes bigger. This side's as ugly as all hell, but as you can see, you won't actually see it. So I'll demonstrate that a bit better by putting this on. So when everything's in place and you've got the pipe in, yeah, can't see anything, and it just fills that nicely. So what I've done, obviously, paper template, and got a shorter version. So I've put that in there and centered it, and just traced around with pencil on the inside. So now I've got my rough template. It won't match precisely. But it'll do the job. See, yeah, ugly, but does the job. Because what I'm going to do is cut out some sheet metal that fits in here, and have the center cut out, and just basically position it around until I've got it where I need it, and then trim off the excess, and then just pop rivet it in as required. Okay, not running out the door just yet. I think because I wanted to demonstrate what I've done. So this is what I used for the guide. So you've got a few millimeters protrusion, 10 I think, and that fits in just nicely at 40 degrees, clears everything just. On the other side it's actually shorter, so if of course it doesn't want to sit. So these are the two lengths, mainly for the fact that the angles means that they'll interfere with each other. So actually, worked it out beforehand, and then with this one, see, that one just slots in, and yeah, hopefully that should look pretty good when it's done. Okay, it's not pretty, but it doesn't need to be. So we've got our plates, and at the moment they're just riveted in with aluminium rivets. That's just so I can drill them out when I need to while I'm doing the work. But the next part is to actually cut out the holes for the pipes. So I've got a template I'm going to use to try and work out the center point, so I can drill a pilot hole for the hole saw. And I've got another one that I can use to try and mark out the actual external lines of it, and work out where our cut points are, so that when I get in with the hole saw I can actually make sure I line it up properly. Okay, so got a pilot hole here we made using this template, which went in like that. We've used it here. Now using this template, we're able to put the whole hole in. Okay, got the second hole done. Okay, it's together. Got to wait for the liquid gasket to cure, so that's 24 hours, so probably not going to fit this to the bike until next weekend. But right now, yep, it's together. I'm not showing you the brazing job because, you know, basically it's the world's worst brazing job, but it definitely strong enough, brazed inside and out. But yeah, it just looks as ugly as shit given I did it with map gas. And yeah, the modern map gases are absolute garbage, so and I can't justify an oxy set, so it is what it is. But basically this is one very, very open pipe now. This side's the long side and this side's the short side, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes. If I need to make it a bit quieter, then what I'll do is I'll actually just fit in here a baffle. So I'll just do a baffle insert and probably fix it with a screw in through the top, and should be good to go. But right now, you know, to a normal person, it's not going to look out of place. It's just, you know, okay, it does stick out a bit further, but ultimately, yeah, it's not too bad. So yeah, the angle on it's a bit different, but I think it kind of looks better if you have a look at it in profile. Now, one thing that was really bizarre, and I didn't sort of realise it till much later, is that these are actually different sizes. This one's smaller. This whole side is smaller than this side. Not sure why they did it that way, but yeah, it is what it is. It was, yeah, obviously they're not the same, so I had to make them separate. But yeah, I couldn't just reverse the template for one to get the other. But ultimately, yeah, it's in. They are rock solid. They're not going anywhere. These are still aluminium on the outside, but I did use stainless on the inside. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, if I replace these later, it's just that these bigger ones are an absolute pain in the ass to drill out. So I thought in the short term, aluminium's not going to kill me.